flexed position. We're very strong here. My lower back is flat to the ground, and I'm gonna extend one leg, pulling back with this knee to keep myself neutral here, okay? This leg is very important in this. Now I'm gonna bring this back, so my hip is now going through that hip flexion that we're talking about. And now we can alternate to this other side. Now this leg is very strong right here, keeping me neutral, and I pull back with that other leg, okay? Boom, boom. These will be very important in training yourself to be able to be strong in hip flexion. Now, once you get good at that, we can do both legs at the same time. This is gonna be much more difficult, so I wouldn't suggest trying this until you get strong at that single leg variation. But once you do, these will really challenge the hip flexors and this whole core pelvis area to stay neutral.
So we're going to begin in a Yasmin pose, where you just open your knees and slowly trying to sit down almost from this area onto the floor. So it takes some time to go as low as I am right now, so take your time. You can start off, bring your body forward, leaning on your arms. Again, always conscious of your posture so your tummy stays in. Bring one level lower, and then extend your arms all the way. And if you're a beginner, keep your bum out in the air. Your chest is on the floor, and again, relax your neck and just hold. Good. And if you want to bring it one level lower, this is when you're going to try to come down on the floor all the way with this area, and also extend your arms, chest on the floor, back arched. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and relax.
Drop down on the floor, posture. Extend the hips, nice and tall. One leg down to the ceiling. Even the hips up. Drop the leg out to the side. As low as you can go. Okay? Just that under control. You're not moving fast. Under control. Up and down.
So we get a good plank position. We're pushing the ground away. As you can see, I'm not dipping down into tilt. I am keeping everything neutral, and I'm just going to, boom, bring this knee up into hip flexion, bring it back. Flexion, bring it back, boom. Training these hip flexors to work under a good stable torso, right? So if we are staying braced and in a good plank position, then the hip flexor is going to work better. Now, variation we can do on this is we can come out. If you want to work on external rotation of the hip with hip flexion a little bit, or we can kind of cross here, work on a little bit more internal rotation, which is probably going to be the one that a lot of people need to work on, okay? All right.
What we're getting into is kind of like foam rolling your hips, where I don't have a foam roller today, so I'm going to use this medicine ball, which I actually prefer, is using a medicine ball on like the quad and the hip areas. So if you have a foam roller, that's great. If you have a medicine ball, that's great. Try to use that. You can use things like a lacrosse ball and stuff, which the lacrosse ball is a little harder to get your hip because it's such a big muscle, your quad and your hips, but you know, if that's all you have, then work with what you have. But all we're doing here is we're going to get on that kind of IT band and also work this quad. So all we're doing here is kind of foam rolling that IT band, which is the side of your leg. And then also we have the quad all the way up to that kind of where your hip meets your, kind of where your quad meets your waist, so that whole hip area. This is really going to loosen the muscles. It's probably going to hurt, but that's what you want.